Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Coaches Show. Filled podcast room today. Head coach Sam Bauman, Justin Logan, Darnell Jordan. A big show following the 15-14 win against Waynesburg on homecoming this past weekend. Coach, we'll start with you, as we always do. Very tight and emotional game. How do you try and keep your team steady during such a game?
We preach it all the time. It's one big play is not going to win or lose a football game. So it's, we get excited after a big play, then we steady ourselves. If a play doesn't go our way, we get upset, and then we steady ourselves. And it's just something that we need to make sure that we maintain consistency. Because if you get too up, you get too excited, you wear yourself out, you get too down. You let one play affect you, and you're not able to pull through in some of these tight games. So I think the culture here has shifted, and we're in a much better spot. And mentally, we can handle when it is a tight game, and I think we handled it better than they did, which is why we came out with the win.
And your offense was almost evening yards gained between the passing and running game. You've been mentioning how you want to make it a very balanced offense, and how are you able to keep it so versatile and multidimensional on offense?
They're doing a great job, and they're really figuring themselves out. Our line play has steadily improved as the years gone on, and it's starting to gel together, which has been really good to see. And that's going to help us both run and throw the ball. So, I think as the year keeps going on, we're going to keep developing. Our guys are going to get more comfortable with the systems, and we're going to continue to attack. So I love that we're balanced, and if we're balanced and we're able to get some of those lighter boxes and we're running the ball great, awesome. If they stack the boxes, try to stop the run, now we can throw. And that's really what a spread RPO offense is supposed to do, is take advantage of what they're giving us, and they were pretty balanced, so we took advantage of both.
And, a game that was highly penalized, 31 combined penalties. How do you fix at least your side of the ball going to Carnegie Mellon?
Yeah, I think, we knew what type of game it was. We knew this was a game that, not necessarily need to have, but we could have. And I think we were a little amped up for it, and there were some early procedural penalties that I think are really easily fixable. Some of those hard penalties, a couple pass interference, a couple holding, I'm not mad at those. Those are good penalties to have. That's aggressive penalties. But some of the procedural stuff we need to get cleaned up. And I think that's with a good week of practice, and just kind of becoming more comfortable in those tightly pressured situations will help us be a better unit on that, because that hasn't been our MO this year. We were one of the least penalized teams going into that game, and I think we revert back to the mean on that instead of being, and this is kind of just the outlier rather than it being something that we consistently do from here on out.
And now we have a fully defensive room today, so I'm going to whip around the room for these next couple. It was a big game defensively, a couple big stops, so I decided to pack the room with two of the best players on defense. We'll start with you, Coach, and we'll go around the table. The defense held Waynesburg to 77 yards in the air, who had over 200 yards in their first three of their first four games. How were you able to do so?
I think we came in the week, Coach Geisler had a really, really good game plan. We were able to really isolate the guys on the outside and take them away with our two corners, and everyone else did a really good job playing within ourselves and taking away what they were trying to do. And, being able to get pressure with three up front was awesome, because we can drop with eight and still get a ton of pressure on those guys, and then bring in some timely pressure. So it was a little bit of everything, but overall it was a really good game plan that was executed well by our players.
Now, Dane, J-Lo, I'll let you guys who goes first, but the player mindset going into a game like that you basically shut down the pass game for them.
Yeah, that was pretty much my mindset during the whole week. I having a rough game last week, and I just attacked last week of practice with the mentality that whoever I step in front isn't better than me, and that was the game plan, and that was my mindset going into Waynesburg, and that's what happened.
Dane?
Being a leader in the secondary, we challenged our coach to have the best DBs out there on the field, and we came up with a couple different formations to actually help us out in the pass game. So I feel like that also helped us out, put us in a great position to be able to shut them down in the pass game.
And I'll let you two take this next question. The defense only allowed 4 third-down conversions on 12 attempts and getting 2 fourth-down stops. What was the plan in those late-down situations?
We are a big team, and we like to live a knuck up or shut up. Bend don't break necessarily. Like Coach said, we're even kill. We like to dominate every snap, and that's what the challenge was for the coach this week as a defense. He asked us to dominate every snap, so I feel like that was the mindset we had on every snap, whether it was third down, fourth down, second down, or first down, dominate that snap.
Yeah, absolutely. After we kind of isolated them, made them one-dimensional, when it came down to third down, we knew exactly what we were getting, and it was, trying to make a play at that point.
And now, Jayla, you hinted at this in your previous answer, but you mentioned having a rough game last week. How were you able to bounce back with such a big game and be one of the main reasons Teal won?
Well, at the end of the day, I play corner. You know, you're gonna have a bad game, you're gonna have a bad play, and then you gotta forget about it. And that's what I did. And I attacked the week and practiced hard, and it was homecoming. We needed a big one, so I showed up in big games. That's who I've always been.
Big time players step up in big games, as the old saying goes. But you forced that fumble to basically seal the game. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, number 80, freshman guy, man. We were going at it all game. I told him, I bet I make 2 plays before you make one. I see him catch the ball, middle of the field. Missed the tackle, but I got a nose for the ball, so popped out, ball game.
And Dane, being leader of this team that's seen this program come back from so much, how did it feel to finally get a homecoming win?
Being that it's my first homecoming win since I've been here, it felt great. Honestly, it felt truly amazing to have my boys behind me, fight for my boys, get that homecoming dub for all our alumni, and bring history. You know, for 2 years in a row, we had a game where the game relies on us as a defense, and we welcome that, and we embrace that with open arms. As a defense, we love it.
Now, you two coming on to the show, any shout-outs you want to give before we sign off?
I'd like to shout out my defense for playing hard and my offense for getting the points on the board like we need them to.
All right, thank you guys for coming on. This has been the Coaches Show, and we'll see you later next week, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot.